Good morning. How are you?
Better now.
Better now? Okay. Sorry, what?
I
Oh, okay. Do you have a wrap?
do. Thank you
Okay,
very
get
much.
that. That'd be great. Okay, I need all of your books and papers, sir. Where's everything? Good morning. Yes, yeah. Could you see if there's somebody in the office to cut this out? Great. We'll tear. Okay, thank you. I don't want to tear this because it will not come out well. Is it attached to one of those? Here with the paper. Yeah, I'm trying, but okay. Okay. That's strange. Okay. Karen, could you do me a favor? The cantor just went in the other room. Could you get her to come in and tell her I worked it out? So, sir, let's get all your papers. I want to get set to the right place, and we'll do all the pictures. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Did you get sleep?
Yes.
This is your sermon?
Yes.
Be sure all the pages are here. Okay. And do you have the thing that looks like the Torah? The picture of it?
Oh, I left that at home because I think I need that.
It's on the list.
It was?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So you're reading from this book or from this one?
That one, I guess.
Okay. Okay. All right, I'm going to have to mark it up because I don't know where you stopped for each of the aliyahs. Because did I mark it in one of these things?
Wait. Yeah, I thought you meant that. I took stuff out.
Yeah, he took stuff out. 3. He's got his speech.
Right here.
Remember I said there are things in there that I need that he doesn't need? Yeah, that's what he left. So.
When you said Torah portion, I thought you meant that.
Yep. Okay. So, 1. You start with Ve'ela Toldot Aharon. That's where you
okay.
start.
Yeah.
Okay. No, it's fine.
okay.
No,
We
no.
can
You're
mark
going to
it.
stay over
No
the
big deal.
pictures. It's fine. We can. 1.
The first one. And
Okay. And just show me where are you stopping?
stopping
There.
here.
You are. Okay. Going all the way to there. Got it.
I'm going to recommend we leave it in the book for the English so that we don't get confused which pages.
Yeah, no kidding. Mm-hmm. And the Haftarah, you're reading from this also?
Yes.
Okay. This one, you're reading just the English, right?
Uh-huh.
We'll tear this out. Okay. All right. So, just have to find where you are. So we don't need this. There's a sermon. Good. Okay, cool. All right. That for you. This is it minus the first page. Right, got it. Okay. Just get to where you can I have the Torah booklet again, please?
What?
The Torah booklet.
Oh, this?
There you go. Thank you.
Do you need a tikkun?
No idea. It's numbers 2. Tav is the end of the paragraph. Okay, we're starting right there. Okay. Okay.
Are you wearing the talit?
Yes.
Why don't you put that
Put that
on?
on. Anything you're wearing during the service, you're wearing a talit, you're wearing kippah, please put them on now for the pictures. So you're wearing an open like shawl. Good. Yeah, let me put that in.
Well, we'll put cups up here.
We're going to have cups of ice water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks a little better than a bottle. So we're good. Sir, come on over here in the middle. And let me just, here. There we go. Good. Your arms go outside of this. You keep it like that. Okay? Good. So,
You hold that.
at the yod. And I know you start right up here, but I want you to point about here. Stand up straight. You're not reading now. You're just taking pictures. So look down where you're reading. Look down where you're reading. We'll try to get a step stool. You get some sleep last night?
Uh-huh.
Good. Good.
That's wonderful.
Are you doing it from there? Okay. That's it. You're just standing there staring at that word. That's good. Look up at him with a big smile. Okay, do this by yourself. We're going to move up to the side.
Thank you.
No, we're not in the background. We'll get out of the background here. No, thank you.
It's your choice.
Do you want to get his parents in there with him? Okay. All right. Very good. Want to get the other kids in there with you?
Sure.
You like them?
All right.
Okay.
Kylie, Cameron.
Before you put it back
Where's
here, we'll-
Cameron?
Right, yep. Where's Cameron? We need her.
Oh, it's not Cameron?
Cameron.
Where's Cameron?
Be careful, baby.
Come stand in front of me.
Wait, let's fix you.
Listen, you have to not run on anymore, okay? All right?
Because you're getting messed up.
Were we looking at the book or at him or?
Look at Brian.
Okay. Me?
Turn towards me. The other way.
Oh.
Do you want the
Good with this?
grandparents?
Okay, hang on a second. Don't go anywhere, all of you. Just let us get in here to dress this up, please. Excuse me, Brayden. Come here.
No, she's dressing. She's dressing. Okay. Somebody else's little sibling is reading. I had to bring the stool up.
Oh, on your left. There you go.
Different day.
On a different
okay.
day. Somebody
Okay.
else.
Gotcha.
I'm remembering a different message.
Like, honestly, I have no idea. I don't remember anything.
Okay, Brayden, come on in here. We're going to get you all in a minute. We don't do this in the surface, but it's a really cool picture. Okay, so take your left hand, put it up here behind like mine is. Okay, right hand, not on the pole, but on the bottom of the wood. Okay, just like that. Good. Here, take this hand, put it behind it again, so it doesn't look like it's growing out of my chest. Okay, what? Okay. Okay, sir, you're gonna hold it by yourself. You're ready? Hang on, I've got it. You're gonna put it on your right shoulder, and this time you are gonna wrap your right arm around it. Good. Now, stand up straight, and hold that straight. Here, just go straight up a little bit. Good. Now, if you're uncomfortable, just say help and I'm gonna get it. Okay?
They fix it. It's really more.
It's hard to do that because,
Adjust it.
go ahead. Okay? You got it?
See if it gets in there. It starts to smell. That's a minute.
Gotcha. I'd really suggest you do this quicker. Okay, it's heavy. Okay. Good, so let's get folks in here to help you. One of you on each side. One over here. Okay, so you're here. So now, you put your hand back behind it again. And you keep your hand so it doesn't show off the top either. So put it right on your shoulders. Good. Hold between you. Robin, come on.
So you're going to be in the next picture.
Okay, and if you almost go one step to your right, there you go. Good. That way your mom gets in there when she wants her off. Yes, please do.
Ready? One, two, three.
This one.
Should we look at Brayden?
Yeah, look at Brayden. Now look at me. Everybody turn your head that way a little bit. Now look at me. Good. Robin, you turn your head that way. 1, 2, 3. Great. Okay. You get the two of you in there. Cameron, stand in front of me.
Do you want it like straight on?
No, because you're about to cut your feet off. At least this way I can get your feet in it. Good. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Good. That's one. Put this down. Ready? Look at me, camera. Got it.
You good? Yep. Okay, hang on a second. Don't let go of that, please. Actually, okay, I've got it. Thank you. All right, let me put this in. Okay, great. One last picture if the gentleman wants to do it here. We'll do a blessing for you. So face toward me. And now turn about a third of the way out that way. You're actually going to face the Torah. Be sure you keep your arms outside of this, okay? Okay. Okay, looks right there. Okay, look right at me. Good. All right, sir. Now. I've got all your books and papers. They're all here.
I gave it to you. I sent it to you.
Where should I put it?
You can put it in my office. Drop it on my couch. Okay. All right. We're all set.
That's good?
Yep. Yep. Little while. You can say hi to people. You need? We need help. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Temple Rodeph Torah. Welcome to the 8th day in a row that it has rained in New Jersey. As I said to someone, it's not tan, it's rust. But this weather right now, this rain right now, I always take as an investment, because come the middle of the summer, everything around us will be even more in bloom than it is now, and everything will be that deep, lush green. We do live in the Garden State, in spite of what you might believe if you only see Elizabeth. And this is an investment for a whole summer of beauty, and this is actually an investment for a gorgeous fall, which we didn't have last year because there wasn't enough rain. So if you can think about the way everything looks in September, October, take this as an investment for a beautiful fall. So right now, before we get started with the service, I ask you please to take out your cell phones if you have them and don't turn them off. What? Don't turn them off. If it's off, leave it off. But if it's not off yet, please think of someone you love who is not here with you today. Send them a text message that says, Shabbat Shalom, thinking of you. If they're not Jewish, send them a message that says, thinking of you, have a wonderful day. Then you can put it on silent before they write back and go, huh? But we have these electronic devices. The least we can do with them is use them to keep in touch with people we love who aren't always with us. So think of someone who would like to hear from you this morning and wish them a Shabbat Shalom. And then you can put them on silent and we'll be good. So I'll let you do that for a minute. Shabbat is a time of gratitude. So much of our week we spend running to do more, to get more, to have more, to be more. Shabbat says stop. Stop running, stop doing, and just savor being. As the teacher taught me, we're not called human doings. We're called human beings. And sometimes the only way to remember that we're human is to stop doing for a little while. So before we get to words that were written by people long ago or in other places, I'd like to start with words of gratitude from right here. So I'm going to teach you a phrase and ask you to repeat after me, Modim anachnu lach. Try that. Modim anachnu lach. That means we thank you. Okay? So we are going to start out with a list of things that we are grateful for today. Blessings that we have in our lives right now. If we didn't get one more thing, we would still have them and be blessed. So this is a time where bragging is completely allowed. And so I'm going to ask for your help because we won't start the service till we have a really nice list. So who would like to start with something that is a blessing in your life today?
Health of the family.
Health of the family. I love that. For all of us who are blessed with health for ourselves and those we love, please repeat with me. Modim anachnu lach. Good. Let's go on. Yes. Dogs. And you know, I'm very much an animal person, so I'm going to expand it to pets. You know who pets are? Pets are the ones who love you when no one else does. When it feels like no one else wants to talk to you, and you have a pet who just cuddles up to you and doesn't care what you did. So if you are blessed with a loving pet, join with me. Modim anachnu lach. Good. Others? Sir? Sports. You into sports, watching or playing? Both. Let's pick one right now. There's a reason I'm asking. Playing. Good. So if you are blessed with the ability to move, to be able to hit a ball, I could never do that, to not just sit and watch, but to be able to get out and participate in something, think about all the things it requires of you, of your body to do that. If you're blessed with the ability to do it, join with me. Modim anachnu lach. Good. Thank you. Others? Grandchildren. I'm hoping to join that club this July. So I'll expand it a little to children and grandchildren. As I just saw an internet meme the other day, grandchildren explain why you didn't kill your children. So if you are blessed with children and grandchildren, join with me. Modim anachnu lach. Thank you. Good. Others? Great Kanahara. Oh my, wow. Modim anachnu lach. I don't know how I'm going to see that one. That's really cool. Others? Yes. Did you do one already? No? What's yours? Friends. I love it. If you are blessed with good friends, join with me. Modim anachnu lach. Good. Come on. Let's get some adults in here. We can do this. Do not believe for a moment you don't have blessings in your life. So, by the way, we'll wait and we won't start the service till you do. So, yes. A roof over your head. You know, I talk about this all the time in terms of blessings that we take for granted. Think about this. I don't know many of you, but I'm guessing that you not only have a roof over your head, but you can actually make it dry when it's wet outside. You can make it cooler. You can make it warmer. You can adjust the environment in which you live. Do you understand what an extraordinary blessing that is in the scope of our world? If you are blessed with a safe and comfortable home, join with me. Modim anachnu lach. Good, let's get one or two more. Sir.
Laughter, joy, and peace.
Say, what was that?
Laughter, joy, and peace.
Laughter, joy, and peace. Wow, that just covered like everything. So I'm going to leave peace out of it for a minute just because it's really separate. Let's take laughter and joy. If you have the ability to laugh and not take yourself so seriously that you can't laugh, join with me. Modim anachnu lach. Good. Peace we're going to take as a hope, and I like that. So one or two more from adults here. Come on. Yes. Freedom to make your life what you want it to be. You know, for all the mishigas we have in our country, we still have this extraordinary freedom. We have the freedom almost without limit to choose who we want to be, how we want to live our lives, a blessing that well over half the Earth's population simply doesn't have. So if you can take a minute and realize how blessed we are to live in this country, join with me. Modim anachnu lach. Good, that was nice. That was a good list. So, you know, as I asked you that, I watched how many of you started smiling. That's a really good thing. You know, there are all those advertisements on TV that say that we will not be happy until we buy this product, until we use this thing, and they're completely and totally wrong. The rabbis taught that we will be happy when we choose to be happy with what we have. And we have so much. We are so blessed that I would venture to say that if we did not get one more thing beyond what we have right now, that we would still find ourselves blessed beyond that of 90% of the people on earth. So if only on Shabbat each week, hopefully more often, we take the time to stop and literally count our blessings, and then we realize how much we have to be grateful for. So as we go through our service today, please think of the blessings you have in your life, all of them, including the ones we really take for granted, because when you do, you will find it so easy to join together in thanks and praise of God. So we begin at the bottom of page 288 with a blessing that says, "Thank you, God, for giving us today a day to be alive." Please join with us.
מדעני לפניך, מלך חי וקיים. מדעני לפניך, מלך חי וקיים. שחזרת בי נשמתי בחמלה, שחזרת בי נשמתי בחמלה, שחזרת בי נשמתי בחמלה. רבה אמונתך, יא לילי, יא לי, יא לי, 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 יא לי, יא לי, 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 לי. Yai lai, yai lai, 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 lai. Yai lai, 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 yai lai, lai, lai.
Now I hope that for many of you, one of today's blessings was coming here to join in this celebration. And now that we're here, we have a job, all of us. Our job this morning is to become a congregation. A congregation is very different from an audience. An audience is a group of people that comes to watch a performance. We sit quietly and politely while someone performs for us. A congregation is completely different. A congregation is a group of people that comes together from many different backgrounds, many different traditions, and joins together to become one voice praising God. So in order to do that today, we need to participate in this service and not watch it. So I call your attention to the Siddur, the prayer book, where everything we do is in Hebrew, in transliteration, and in English. And so one way or another, everyone should be able to join in, and we hope you will. As I said, I know that many of you came here today to hear Braden, but I want to remind you that he came here today to hear you, because he has been training for years of his life to lead a holy congregation in prayer. And only if we become that congregation and participate can he succeed at this sacred task. So if at any point you think of just sitting and watching him, please don't. Please join in prayer, in song, and fill this room with beautiful sound. I will tell you very honestly, it's a little terrifying to be up here when you're all silent. First of all, we wonder if you're still alive. Second, it just feels like a big empty room that we're talking into. But when we join together and fill the room with joy, it sounds so wonderful for everyone. So please join with us. If anyone is having difficulty hearing me, speak to one of our ushers and request a hearing assist device. We're happy to loan it to you because it's hard to participate fully if you can't hear clearly. So in one way or another, please join with us throughout the service. We turn now to page 293. As Braden leads us in Nisim B'chol Yom, blessings for miracles that happen every single day, he will be reading them antiphonally in Hebrew English, and as you learn the pattern, please join with him.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan li vina l'chachim ben yom u'layla. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who opens the eyes of the blind. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who lifts up the fallen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam roka ha'aretz vel hamayim. Praise to Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who strengthens our steps. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish haromim. Praise to Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who gives strength to the weary. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hama'avir sheina me'enai u'tunuma me'af apai. Praise to Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who made me in the image of God. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sha'asani ben cholim. Praise to Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who has made me a Jew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ozer Yisrael b'gvura. Praise to Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who crowns Israel with splendor. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to engage with words of Torah. We continue on page 312.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעמד יברח רצה וימלך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחייך בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יש מרבה מברך, לעלם עולם מהמים. Haya Yitbarach Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitba'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitale V'yitalal Shemir Kudsha B'richu Le'ela min kol bechata v'shirata Tush bechata v'nechemata Damiran be'alma v'yimeru Amen. We're on page 313. Please rise if you are able.
Baruchu et Adonai habarach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Yotzer or uvarei choshecha. Oseh shalom uvarei et hakol. Ha'meir la'aretz v'ladarim aleha barachamim. U'v'tovo mekadesh b'kol yom tamid ma'aseh v'reshit. Ma'rabu ma'asecha Adonai kulam b'chokma osita mal'a ha'aretz kinemecha. Titbarach Adonai Eloheinu al shavach ma'aseh yadecha ve'al me'orei or sh'asita yifarucha selah. Or chadash al Zion ta'ir v'nizkeh chulanu mehera le'oro. Baruch Ata Adonai Yotzer Hamerot. We continue on page 317. O God, inspiration and guide for all, you have spoken in 1,000 tongues for us to hear, in every land and every age. Your children have heard you and imagined you in separate ways. And yet, O God, you are one, unifier of humanity. We give thanks for the sages and teachers who bring us understanding of your will. Gratefully, we recall the lawgivers and prophets, the psalmists and sages of Israel. And joyfully, we remember that from the dawn of Israel's life, we return to you and find purpose. May the teachings of our ancestors live on in our minds, their passion for righteousness stir our hearts. Help us to live so that our daily conduct reveals the beauty and wisdom of your truth. Baruch Ata Adonai Bocher B'Amo Yisrael B'Hava. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malakuto Le'olam Va'ed. Please be seated. Love Adonai, your God, with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work. Whether you're tired or you are rested, let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all my mitzvot so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I let you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God. We continue on page 321. Sing the song of men and women, joined in understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished. A gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of the land once ravaged by war, now quiet and content. For soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. Mi kamoka ba'alim Adonai, mi kamoka na'adur ba'kodesh, no ratihilot osefele. Shira Kodesha Shebehu Geulim Shmash Maima Osafatayo Yad Kakulam Odu Behim Liku Yamru Adonai Yimloch Le'olam Va'ed. Rock of Israel, rise in support of Israel, and redeem Judah and Israel as you promised. Our Redeemer, Adonai Sivo, is your name. Blessed are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai Ge'ol Yisrael. I like the prayer of Vot V'Mahot because there is only one God, but people could have their own relationship with God. In the prayer, it says God of Abraham or God of Isaac. It does this because everyone thinks about God in their own way. Every relationship with God is different. The prayer of Vot V'Mahot is connecting us to our ancestors. Our ancestors all went through tough times, but God protected them. The Avot is saying that since God did it for them, he will protect us now too. Please rise. Adonai sefer tatifat uviyagid telatechat. Adonai, open up my lips and my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, El Hagidol, Hagibor, Nahara, El Hayon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'chonei Yaakov, V'zocher Chasadim, Vot V'Mahot, U'mavi Geula L'bnei B'nehem, L'ma'an Shmo Ba'ava, Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Magin, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayim Avraham V'Yizrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol Atah Rav L'Mashiach, Morid HaTorah, Mekakeh Chayim B'Chesed, Mechayei HaKol B'Rachamim Hopim, Somech Noflim Be'ofeh Cholim, Umatir Hasurim, Umachayeh Emunato Lishnei Afar, Mikamalcha Ba'Givorot, Umidom Lecha, Melech Mani, Umachayeh, Umatzmir Yeshua, Leman Atalachon Hakol, Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei HaKol.
We continue in the middle of 326. Nekadesh et shemcha ba'olam, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמרום, ככתוב היה נביאך, וקרא זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, כבודו. אדיר, אדירנו, אדוני, אדוננו, אדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהייך ציון, לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גדלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. We're in the middle bell is 3:28. You may be seated.
Vishamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat laso et ha-Shabbat lidor tamari olam. Vishamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat laso et ha-Shabbat lidor tamari olam. B'nei Israel Oti leolam, oti leolam, vishamru v'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat, laso et ha-Shabbat lidor tamari olam. Yishasitini asa Adonai, et ha-shamayim va'et ha'aretz vishamru v'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat laso et ha-Shabbat lidor tamari olam. Uvim hashvi Shabbat v'mafash Shabbat v'mafash vishamru v'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat laso et ha-Shabbat lidor tamari olam. The meaning of Shabbat is to celebrate time rather than space. 6 days a week, we live under the tyranny of things of space. On Shabbat, we try to become attuned to holiness and time. It's a day on which we are called upon to share what is eternal in time. To turn from the results of creation to the mysteries of creation. From the world of creation to the creation of the world. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. On the Shabbat day, as we gracefully receive our prayers, help us to hear your call. Grant us enough health to fulfill our duties and the compassion we need to attend to others. Teach us humility that we may perceive our own faults and grant us the wisdom to forgive of others. Give us the courage to be true to our highest selves and the charity to see the best in those around us. Give us patience enough not to become discouraged, hope enough to overcome all fears for the future, and faith enough to know your presence. O source of blessing, look with favor upon us. May our offerings become possible to you. Baruch atah Adonai, shotacha ladocha barei ovrot. We continue in the middle of 332.
Can we invite the readers to come forward?
People doing the reading in the service?
Was anybody invited to do an English reading on page 332?
For the joy of...
Wrong page.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies, filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations. Modim Anachilach. For this fragile planet Earth, its time and tides, its sunsets and seasons. Modim Anachilach. For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements, Modim Anachilach. For human community, our common past and future hopes, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression, Modim Anachilach. For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared, Modim Anachilach. For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom, Modim Anachilach. For
for human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and choose, Modin Vanafullah. We pray that we may live, not by our fears, but by our hopes, not by our words, but by our deeds. Baruch atah Adonai, Hatov Shabbat Olam Lahab. O God, may we never become complacent, faltering in our efforts to build a world of peace. Let the nations know and understand that justice and right are better than dominion and conquest. May all come to see that it's not by might, not by power, by your spirit that light prevails. Praised are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Avarach et Omo Yisrael Beshalom. We now pray silently to page 337. Say shalom b'mrumav, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, Yaakov Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, Yaakov Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, Yaakov Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, Yaakov Yisrael.
Our rabbis taught the world stands on three things: on study, on prayer, and on deeds of loving kindness. Al shlosha devarim ha'olam omed. The words to Al shlosha devarim are on page 367, the second paragraph down from the top. And to join with Braden, we invite Kylie and Cameron and Ryan Weitz and the members of Braden's 7th grade religious school class.
Al shosha devarim, ha'olam omed. 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 Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut hasadim. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah Ve'al gemilut hasadim, al shosha devarim, al shosha devarim ha'olamed, al shosha devarim, ha'olam omed, al shosha devarim, al shosha devarim ha'olamed, al shosha devarim, al shosha devarim ha'olam omed, al shosha devarim.
We continue now on page 362 as we begin Seder Kriyat HaTorah. We call Doris Weitz and Garrett Margolis to come forward to open the ark. He's coming. It's good. Come on up. It's good. Come on up here. It's cool. Okay? You're going to open the ark with us? So come here. Come on over here. Come right here. You two would stand here for a minute. And when I come over, we're just going to open the ark. And after I take out the Torah, you can close it. Okay? Then when we walk around, you can both stay right here. And I'm going to sort of back. Okay? So right now, face over toward everybody else. You can smile if you want. Maybe you won't believe me. 362.
אין כמוך אלוהים אדוני, ואין כמעשיך. מלכותך מלכות כל העולמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור. אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום.
Please rise.
הרחמים, היטיבה ברצונך, את ציון תבנה חומות, ירושלים, כי בך לבד בטחנו, מלך העולם ונישא, אדון עולמים. 364. כי
מציון תצא תורה, כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים. ברוך שנתן תורה תורה, ברוך שנתן תורה תורה, לעמו ישראל בקדושתו. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. אחד אלוהינו, גדול אדוננו, קדוש שמו. גדול אדוני איתי, ונרוממה שמו יחדיו. לך אדוני הגדולה, הגיבורה והתפארת, והנצח והאור. כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, לך אדוני הממלכה, למתנשא לכל אלוהים. From we invite the following people to come forward. For Aliyot, Sherry Schurer, Ira Schurer, Howard Weitz, Kylie, Rich, and Robin. To undress the Torah, Cameron. To dress the Torah, Evan Margolis. And to hold the Torah, Scott Weitz. Cameron, we need you first. Take off the two crowns. Stand them over on the other side there on the wooden table. Right over there. And come take the pointer. You have to dig it out a little bit. Dig it out. Come on, pull. Here you go. Hand that to your brother, please. Okay. And pull the whole cover right up. Put it back on the chair where your brother was sitting, okay? Thank you. Please be seated. This week we read from Parashat Bamidbar, the start of the book that in English is called Numbers, which seems much more descriptive since it's a bunch of census of the Israelite people, but the Hebrew name is actually much better. Bamidbar means in the wilderness, and it says that God spoke to Moses in the wilderness. In fact, in all of Jewish history, we have almost no examples of God speaking to people in cities. Maybe they're too loud. Maybe there are too many distractions. But God speaks to the people when they go out into the wilderness. I think it's two reasons. Yes, it's quieter, but also in the wilderness, we're a little less sure of ourselves. We're out of our element. There are wild things out there. There are things that go bump in the night and noises. And when we're a little bit less sure of ourselves, we're a little more open to hearing another voice, to hearing another idea. And so it's fitting that with this portion we call Braden to the Torah for the first time as a bar mitzvah, because it is our prayer that not only will he feel secure in his life and in his being, but that he will also test himself, that he will take himself into places where he's not completely comfortable and see what happens. For in our tradition, when we go where we are not completely comfortable, miracles happen.
Yam ter Shira bat Mendelchaim veGittel v'Yitzchak David ben Chaim v'Iter Ezel Le'alei Arishon.
Sherry and Ira. Sherry and Ira. Come on. Why don't you warm up over there so you can see? You can keep digging. Thank you. Get the bracha.
Baruch Hu es Adonai HaBaruch.
Baruch Adonai HaBaruch Olam Va'ed.
Baruch Torah HaBaruch Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Torah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam. Asher Bocha Bornu Mikol Ha'amin. V'notan Lo'anu es Torah So. Baruch Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Va'alei Todo Aharon U'Moshe Bayom Deber Adonai et Moshe B'Har Sinai. Va'alei Shemot B'nei Aharon Habhor Nadav Va'avihu Elazar V'Itamar Ela Shemot B'nei Aharon Hachanim Hachoshochim Asher Mele Yidon Lechahin.
Baruch Torah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam. Asher Nosan Lo'anu Torah Semes. V'Kayei Olam No'ta B'Sochenu. Baruch Torah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Yam ter Chaim Yitzchak ben Levi Yosel v'Yeshua Nechamar bat Rafael Rachel v'Lev le'Aliyah Sheni.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaBarach.
Baruch Adonai HaBaruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaBarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam. Asher Bahar Banu Mikol Ha'amim. V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
V'Yimot Nadav Va'avihu Lefanei Adonai. Bakrovim Eish Zerah Lefanei Adonai Bamidbar Sinai Uvinim, Lo, Haho, Lahem, Uvihem, Lakahain, Elazar, Vitamar, El, Panay, Aharon, Hakahim, Avihem, Vidabar, Adonai, El, Moshe, Lamor, Hakrave, Et, Moto, Lazy, Baha'amadta, Oto, Lafanay, Aharon, Hakahain, Umashrutu, Oto.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu et Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Yamdu Raphael ben Yitzchak David v'Chaya v'Rachel Libi bat Chaim Yitzchak u'Dvora le'aliyah shlishi.
Baruch et Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'shamru et mishmarutu v'et mishmaret kol ha'adah lafanei ohel moed la'avod et avodat hamshochan v'shamru et kol kole ohel moed v'et mishmaret v'nei Yisrael la'avod et avodat hamshochan natata et hovim laha'aron Uvinim, Live, Lahanim, Natonim, Heme, Lo, Ma'e, B'nai Yisrael.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Yamod Lebel Yosef ben Raphael v'Rachel Libi habachur bar hamitzvah chazak v'nitchazeh.
Baruchu Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachol banu mekol hamamim v'chad natan lanu et Torah. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Va'et Aharon va'et B'nai Tefkud v'shamru et Hachim Hazazar Hakrave Uvmat Nada Vaidaber Adonai El Moshe Lamor Va'ani Haini Lachakati et Hovim Rotoch B'nai Yisrael Tachet Kol Bekor Patir Rachem Malvoni Yisrael Mahati Bahayi Lo Hovim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov.
Mazel tov, siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, Yehelanu, 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 Urachol Yisrael, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Urachol Yisrael, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Urachol Yisrael, Yehelanu, Yehelanu.
of Aaron and Moses, at the times the Eternal spoke with Moses on Mount Sinai. These were the names of Aaron's sons, Nadab, the firstborn, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Those were the names of Aaron's sons, the anointed priests who were ordained for priesthood. But Nadab and Abihu died by the will of the Eternal when they offered alien fire before the Eternal in the wilderness of Sinai. They left no sons. It was Eleazar and Ithamar who served as priests in the lifetime of their father Aaron.
Go ahead.
The Eternal One spoke to Moses, saying, "Advance the tribes of Levi and place its men in attendance upon Aaron, the priest, to serve him. They shall perform duties for him and the whole community before the tent of meeting. During the work of the tabernacle, they shall take charge of all the furnishing of the tent of meeting, a duty on behalf of all the Israelites doing the work of the tabernacle. You shall assign the Levites to Aaron and to his sons. They are formally assigned to him from among the Israelites. You shall make Aaron and his sons responsible for absorbing their priestly duties. Any outsider who encroaches shall be put to death." The Eternal One spoke to Moses, saying, "I hereby take the Levites from among the Israelites in place of all the male firstborns, the first issue of the womb among the Israelites. The Levites shall be mine."
Thank you, parents. Rich and Robin, mazel tov to both of you again. It's so wonderful to be up here with you again, celebrating. And I know you're all focused on today, but I'm going to ask you to take one step back and look at what you've done. Look at the family you've created. And look especially today at how comfortable all your children are here in this holy place, in this Jewish home. This doesn't come from us. This comes from you. Last week, we stood here as Kylie started her journey toward confirmation 1 year from now. She came to this bima to begin this part of the journey. Cameron is here all the time and feels like she owns the place. And Brayton has not just been in our school, but has been a participant in our classes, in my class. His hand's always up. He's involved in what we're doing. And this comes from the two of you. This comes from the model you set, from the example you set, and from what you told them is important to you. So we aren't just congratulating you on today and this service. We're congratulating you on all the years of loving and teaching that brought all of you to this day. So as you celebrate this young man and all he's accomplished, I hope you see it in the broader picture of what your family has become in the world, in the Jewish world, and a Jewish community. And so today, as we congratulate you, we invite you to speak to your bar mitzvah.
I can't believe today is the day that I am talking to you at your bar mitzvah. Here you are on the bima, leading a service, reading Hebrew from the Torah, and looking very handsome and tall in your suit. This all seemed to happen overnight. I can swear that it was just yesterday that I was blowing zerberts on your chubby cheeks and buying every Elmo product ever made. I know it couldn't have been yesterday, though, because after Elmo came Buzz Lightyear, then Bakugan, a brief stint with Pokemon, and of course Skylanders. Finally, you found your way into reading books with titles like The Day My Butt Went Psycho and Zombie Butts from Uranus. Thank God you finally found more conventional titles like Diary of a Wimpy Kid and the Harry Potter series. This all happened so fast for me, and I wish time would just slow down. But today, no matter how much I want to keep you my baby forever, oh my God, you're becoming a man. I've been trying to think of the right words to say to you on this occasion, and the other day in the car, they came to me. Dib, dib, chip, chip. Why are these silly words important on your bar mitzvah day? Because they had me laughing in the car so hard I could hardly breathe. The kind of laughter that makes stress recede, hope emerge, and puts obligations into perspective. I'm pretty sure as the parent, I'm supposed to be providing you with advice on how to do these things, But with your simple silliness and your sense of humor, you have the natural ability to put my world back on its axis. This is the type of person you are. You seem to be unaffected by the stress of fitting in or conforming to other people's ways of doing things. I hope this never changes because your way of approaching the world is so beautiful and pure. I remember when you got a concussion playing basketball. This could have been a tragic time in our lives, but it but it actually became such a great few weeks. Your friends came over, and instead of playing video games or sports, you built fortresses in our house and learned to play poker. I don't know if this is the conventional remedy for concussions, but it was you making a potentially bad situation fun. It's how you do things. You can find the good in any situation. I'm sorry. You also have an ability to learn that I can't comprehend. I remember in first grade, Daddy taught you multiplication, all during the course of bath time. In third grade, you were one of only 4 people in the whole grade to be selected for enrichment math. You spout off genesis and phylums like they're names of breakfast cereals, and you ask questions that are so intelligent I can't even pretend to know how to answer them. Sometimes I need to make a decision whether it makes more sense to ask Siri or ask Braden. So what advice would I like to give you today? Braden, I want you to always remember that anything worth doing requires more effort and practice than you think it does. Even though many things come very naturally to you, I want you to always push yourself to do more. It's how you'll grow and become the best possible version of yourself. Don't ever give up, at least until you've done it 50 times, as you know I like to say. If after 50 times you still have failed, then at least you succeeded in trying. If you could learn to read a foreign language, if you could write a speech on your interpretation of ancient writings, if you can get honor society every single marking period without ever studying or spending more than 10 minutes on homework, if you can play 3 sports at a time and never run out of energy or drive, you can do anything you want. I want you to take a second and look around. I want you to remember this moment and feel the love in this room. You're surrounded by friends and family who love you. This is your day. You earned it. And I hope this feeling you have today will remain with you always. You're smart, kind, compassionate, athletic, and funny. You make me laugh harder than anybody else can. You inspire me each and every day, and I just want you to know how much I love you and cannot be more grateful to be your mom. I'm so proud of you. Mazel tov.
So first of all, great job. I knew you were going to do well, but looking as you were looking over your shoulder as you were reading, and it's so impressive seeing you reading from the Torah and forgetting that there's no vowels or anything in there. I'm very wowed how well you did. So great job. So today you're a man. Do you feel different? No, not so much. I didn't think you would, because nothing truly magical actually happened today. But I've been sensing that you have been becoming a man for quite some time now. It's not just because you were reading today. In preparing to write this speech today, I actually went online and I looked up some of the qualities of a man just to see, kind of what's going on. And I noticed that you have most of the qualities that they listed of a man already, and you're still going down that line. I found out, and most of these we all know, but a man is a team player, and you are certainly a team player. You're going to speak later about being on a team and how important it is. And we can see this when you're on a soccer field. When you were 7 or 8, all you cared about were scoring goals. And you scored a lot of them, okay, without a doubt. And that's how you judge your success. But as you got older, you realized that you really needed to be part of a team. And now I'm very proud, because now you judge your performance as your team's performance. And you walk off the field excited when your team has played well. And you've matured on the soccer field much as you have in life as a team player. A man also has moral excellence. You know right from wrong, and you live by it. I think that is why you always seem to be a favorite of the adults in charge wherever you are. Your coaches, teachers, counselors, they all love having you with them. You have been in many tough games. You've played against players who have played dirty. You don't ever retaliate. Instead, you try harder, you run faster, cut sharper, and pass crisper. You know how you are supposed to behave on and off the field, and you do just that. A man shows gratitude. I don't think any child appreciates anything as much as you do. You are not spoiled, and really never expect anything. Everything you do get, you do appreciate. You say thank you all the time, not just for big things either. You say thank you for when I make you lunch. You understand the expression, it's It's the thought that counts. You understand that sometimes plans don't work out like we had hoped, but appreciate the effort. A man stays cool under pressure. You were able to do this in a life and death situation with us. I'm sure you remember a few years ago on vacation in Maine, you and Kylie were out swimming in the ocean, and the current switched very drastically, and water came rushing in, freezing water, and you and Kylie got stuck out, not being able to move in or out. And I swam out to you as quickly as I could, and when I got there, I was exhausted, and you were unbelievably calm. And I remember being shocked by that, and I remember the words that you said to me. Dad, swim the side stroke. It's easier. And I was like, what? And you said swim the side, and I did, and sure enough, you were right. And we were able to stay afloat until somebody made it to us with some kind of a surfboard, actually, and they brought us in. So you certainly stay calm under pressure. There were so many other things, qualities that you have that men have. So you are on your way. You have self-respect, and you give others self-respect. You've learned to laugh at yourself and are well-mannered. I'm sure that in just a few more years, you will possess all of the remaining qualities of a man as you are well on your way. As you continue to grow into your manhood, I wish for you the following: to appreciate the challenges of life, take them head on, and when you overcome them, you will feel great pride. I hope that you develop true friendships that can last a lifetime, that you have a career that you feel lucky to have, and to eventually have a child who makes you feel as proud as I feel of you. Congratulations.
Please rise if you're able. Torah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai beyad Moshe. And this is the Torah which Moses placed before the people of Israel as God commanded. Hold on 1 second, I'm going to get you to get the yod. Okay, sir. Would you hang this by the chain on here? Okay? And then would you go get us 2 silver coins right there? There you go. You stay here. Okay. Right there. Sure.
You may be seated.
Please be seated. The blessings for the Haftarah are on page 372. The Haftarah is a selection from the prophetic readings, which the rabbis of ancient times chose to complement each week's Torah portion. The Haftarah was actually the original sermon, picking up on the lesson of the Torah and reflecting it back through the words of the prophets. This week's Haftarah is from the book of Hosea. And Hosea saw the relationship between God and Israel as a relationship of courtship, and that God took us out into the wilderness so that God could speak to us privately and intimately. And so in his time, when the Israelites are living in exile, Hosea says to them, the same thing is going to happen for you. You're in exile. It's the wilderness. Here God will be able to speak to you, and here that relationship between you and God becomes reformed.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who has chosen faithful prophets to speak words of truth. Praise to you, Adonai, for the revelation of Torah, for your servant Moses, for your people Israel, and for prophets of truth and righteousness. That is when I will entice her to me, lead her to the wilderness, and speak to her heart. From there, I will give her back her vineyards, and make her the valley of trouble, the door of hope. There she shall respond as when she was young, when she came up out of Egypt. And on that day, says the Eternal One, you will call me my man, and no longer call me my Baal. For I will erase the name of the Baals from her mouth, and they shall no longer be mentioned by name. On that day, I will make the covenant from them, with beasts of the field, birds of the air, and with creeping things on the ground. I will remove the bow, the sword, and war from the land, and make them lie down in safety. I will betroth you to me forever. I will betroth you to me in righteousness and justice, in steadfast love and compassion. I would betroth you to me in faithfulness, and you shall know the Eternal. Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, rock of all creations, righteousness, one of all generations, the faithful God whose word is deed, whose every command is just and true, the Torah for the privilege of worship, for the prophets and the Shabbat that you, Adonai our God, has given us. For the holiness and rest, for honor and glory, we thank and bless you. May your name be blessed forever and ever, looking beyond. Praise to you, Adonai, the Sabbath and its holiness.
Amen. At the beginning of last year, Braden and his classmates created a blessing to say for each other, that each of them would say as their classmates came to the Torah. So at this time, I ask the members of Braden's class to run out and grab a copy. And come on, guys, we'll wait for you. You can do this. And I ask the members of Braden's class to rise and to offer their blessing for him. Page 374, please rise if you are able.
יהללו את שם אדוני, כי נשגב שמו לבדו, הודו לארץ בשמיים, וירם קרן לעמו, תהילה לכל חסידיו, לבני ישראל עם קרובו, הללויה,
Eloheinu v'Elohei avotinu v'imotinu, our God and God of our parents, grandparents, and ancestors, we thank you for this day and for the years of growth and learning that led to it. Now as Braden becomes bar mitzvah, responsible for your commandments, we rejoice with him and with his family. Dear God, help us all to become worthy examples for our children. Let nothing separate us from them, and let nothing separate us from you, the source of all goodness and love. Help us again and again to renew our commitment to the covenant of Israel, to walk hand in hand with our children and with our parents in the ways of righteousness and truth. We pray that the memory of today's service will long inspire this young Jew. May it teach him that today is only the beginning of a life dedicated to study, to mitzvot, to deeds of justice and kindness and love. We ask your blessing upon Braden in the ancient words of our people. May God bless you and protect you. May the light of God's face shine on you, and may God be good to you. May God's face be lifted up on you. May God always watch over you, and may God bless you with peace. Please be seated. Stand near one of the mics. Why don't you move a little bit?
My Torah portion is about the Levites' relationship with God in regard to the tabernacle, and emphasizes the importance of teamwork and of each individual contribution in the community. Aaron was in charge of the Levites in the desert, with the division of Jews tasked with doing the dirty work of the tabernacle, such as cleaning it and guarding it. Today, the Levites are like janitors at temple. They make sure that everything is ready for us to pray to God, just like the Levites did. The tabernacle was the place of worship for the Israelites as they walked through the desert from Egypt. The Levites were the only ones who were permitted by God to do this job. In this portion of Torah, every Israelite had a role to fill, and no role was more or less important than another. If one person failed to do their job, the entire community was affected. As a modern example of this, if a doctor stopped working, he wouldn't be able to heal an injured construction worker. An injured construction worker wouldn't be able to build a school. Without school, children would have to stay home, their parents would not be able to go to work, and so on. One doctor not working could affect the whole community. The same was true for the Israelites in the desert. When society was first formed, everyone was self-reliant. They each had to hunt, build, and clean for themselves. Doing all these things took up most of their day, making it hard to do any of these jobs well. However, as society evolved, people came together and learned they could rely on each other. They began to focus on one job and become experts in an area in order to better provide services for each other. They become a community. Teamwork also has an important role in the Israelites' desert society. When the Israelites moved through the desert, the tabernacle was positioned in the middle of the group. The Levites surrounded it. To the north were the division of Judah. The other tribes were each positioned to the east, south, and west of the tabernacle. I can relate to this in my own life through my favorite sport, soccer. In soccer, one person doesn't play their position and causes the whole team to lose. For example, the forward goes back and plays defense for the whole game. The offense would be left without anybody to score goals. In this analogy, the tabernacle is like the soccer goal, and the Levites are the defense. The defense's job is to protect the goal from being scored upon, just like the job of the Levites was to protect the tabernacle from being attacked. Aaron was like the coach of the Levites, guiding them in what to do. The tribe of Judah was equivalent to the forwards, and so on. All these positions, successfully maneuvering, helped the team to win the game, or helped the Israelites to protect the tabernacle. I think that the Torah my Torah portion is a great example of Judaism and the Torah really are. Many people think that Judaism is just about celebrating holidays and reliving traditions. This portion illustrates that Torah and Judaism provide valuable life lessons for today, like how to rely on each other through teamwork and the importance of building communities. In the future, I plan to make sure that my children understand this about our religion and the Torah. I hope by doing so, I will sustain the understanding of Torah for future generations of Jews. Now that I've become a bar mitzvah, I'd like to contribute to the Jewish community, continue to celebrate Jewish holidays with my family, and to keep going to services at temple. Being part of this community means I will pass down Jewish traditions to my children, like the Passover Seder and spending holidays with our whole family. I will continue to work as a part of a team and strive to provide value to my community. In addition, I'd like to still do as much of the 613 mitzvot I can. Most of these mitzvot isn't how to be religious, but just how to be a better person. For example, there's a mitzvah that says don't kill a mother bird's kids in front of her. This doesn't say anything religious, it's just saying how to be a better person. I'm also considering pursuing a career in engineering. This is a vital role in society, because without it there wouldn't be any products for consumers to buy to make our lives easier or more fun. There wouldn't be any cars to make travel easier or any toys to play with. This job is vital for the success of the community, just like the Levites were vital for the success of their community. I would like to thank Mrs. Butel, Cantor Alexander, and Rabbi Weber for helping me study and learn all the prayers needed for the service today. I would also like to thank Brian for helping me understand my Torah portion and for helping me prepare my sermon. Most of all, I would like to thank my parents and my sisters for supporting me. You're always there for me, and I love you very much.
Mazel tov. Thank you very much. Thank you for leading us in prayer today and for reading and teaching Torah. I love your image of the Israelites moving through the desert with the tabernacle as being like a soccer team. I've actually never pictured it that way, and I really like it, because you're right. The forwards had to stay forward. The rear had to stay rear. If everyone decides to be in front, we're going to have a problem because no one's going to back up the rear. It was really, really good. And I think that we Jews have always understood that it's teamwork. There's a saying from the Mishnah that says, Kol Yisrael arivim zeh b'zeh. Every Israelite is responsible for every other one. We understood what it means to be a team. And I want to give you one thing to think about, because in our day, and we talked about this in class, we have this idea that religious is all about praying and not about living. Because I want to ask you one thing. On your soccer team, what's the purpose of the teamwork? Two purposes, right? Score goals, and don't let them score goals. And pretty much soccer, that's it, right? Okay, everything else is show. So what's the purpose of marching through the desert with the tabernacle? What's the purpose of all we do? I'm going to tell you what I think. Our team is created to live in relationship with God. That's what we all do. The Levites, the Kohanim, the Israel, the front, the back, the people who clean up, the people who do everything, everyone, our goal is to live in relationship with God. So if you do that, then religious means something different. Because I promise you, not a single American has been taught that you shouldn't take a mother bird and her young at the same time. It's not illegal to do that. Wouldn't even be considered immoral. But it's not Jewish. Because the mother and the young going together means you kill off an entire family. Or the mother sees her young being taken. Now, do birds actually understand that? Well, there's a reason we call them bird brains. We don't know. I don't think they understand all that much. But it's not right. We talked about this in our class this year, doing things that are right instead of just what's legal. So if you understand that, you might have a different understanding of religious. Because I think, and we saw this here, that every one of the 613 mitzvot is religious, including the ones that don't look religious at all. Because you have to ask, what's the goal of this team? And if our goal in marching through the wilderness, through Israel, through the United States, through New Jersey, is to live in relationship with God, then suddenly all the parts make sense. From the big things, like how we care for the Ark, the Torah, to the little things like having compassion on an animal who might not even know that we're being compassionate. I think if we look at it that way, your metaphor works even better. Your idea of us being one team marching through life, marching through the generations with one goal in mind, to live in relationship with God. Because Braden, if you set out, as you saw with just the examples you gave, if you set out to do that, I think you'll find that life will be different, that your relationship with the Jewish community will be different, and even your relationship with the world will be different. Because you, with everyone on the right, on the left, behind you, in front of you, are all walking toward this amazing goal of living in relationship with God. So as I said to your parents, you have been just incredible in my class this year. It's been so much fun studying with you, learning with you. You just always have your hand up. You're always ready to answer. And in that, I saw your desire to learn what exactly this team's supposed to be doing. Braden, I hope you continue on a lot of different paths for that journey. And thank you so much for helping us think about how that journey might be ours as well. Mazel tov.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure to present you with your bar mitzvah certificate, which will remind you of what you did, Bamidbar, in the wilderness. And also, on behalf of the Reform movement, a gift certificate toward a trip to Israel when you're in high school, because there are a whole lot of people over there working on the same goal, and I hope you get to meet them soon. I give it to you with my congratulations to you, and mazel tov to your family. It's now my honor to introduce Michael Klass, a past member of our board of directors, to make a presentation on behalf of our congregation.
Shabbat Shalom. Mazel Tov, Braden. Thank you for leading our congregation in prayer. It is an honor for me to represent our temple on this very special day for you. Today, I share your family's pride and joy as you become bar mitzvah. As a very special young man, you've worked hard, and I congratulate you on your accomplishments. To commemorate this day, the board of directors would like to present you with a copy of Text Messages, a Torah commentary for teens, and from the Men's Club and Sisterhood, your very own Kiddush cup. We hope these gifts will be used in years to come as you continue the tradition of Jewish life and learning. I would like to congratulate Rich, Robin, Kylie, and Cameron. Mazel tov to all your family and friends who are here to celebrate with you today. Thank you to the Schurer family for sponsoring the Onik in honor of this Simcha. Thank you to our congregants who served as ushers today. Mazel tov. Thank you and Shabbat Shalom.
Mazel tov. You worked hard and it paid off. And I think that all of the things that you spoke about teamwork, about everybody having their place in making the whole, that goes to all the work that you did as well. If you hadn't started here, you would never have gotten here. If you'd started here, it would have been a different location that we wound up in. And I hope that you are able to take the lessons of the work that you put into it and the accomplishment that you created and put it into other projects, whether it's the things that you love and thrive off of, like soccer, or the things that are slightly more challenging and maybe even less interesting, and that you will be able to succeed with the skills that you have. I love that you spoke about the ways in which we are all responsible for the whole, the teamwork necessary, that everybody has their own place, otherwise it doesn't fit the missing doctor was a great, great metaphor. And so the blessing that I chose for you today is Lador Vador, the words on our ark, from generation to generation, that we know that if just one generation were to separate themselves from our story, we wouldn't have a continuation of the Jewish people. one of us has to bring our own specialness, our own relationship with God, teach our community outward and learn from them inward how we can relate to God in an ever-changing world. And so the door by door from generation to generation, I hope that you will continue to be part of that chain and to help all of us be stronger. Lidor vador nagid God lecha, Lidor vador nagid God lecha, Ulenetzach netzachim, Kedushatcha nagdish. Lidor vador nagid God lecha, Lidor vador nagid God lecha, Ulenetzach netzachim, Kedushatcha nagdish. V'shivchacha Eloheinu, mipinu lo yamush le'olam va'ed. V'shivchacha Eloheinu, mipinu lo yamush le'olam va'ed. Lidor vador nagid God lecha, Lidor vador nagid God lecha, Ulenetzach netzachim, Kedushatcha nagdish. Ki el melech gadol, v'kadosh ata, Lidor vador nagid God lecha, Lidor vador nagid God lecha. Baruch atah Adonai Hael HaKadosh. Mazel tov.
We continue together in the middle of page 586. Please rise if you are able. Here.
Aleinu leshabeach l'Adon hakol, לתת גדולה לעושה בראשית, שלא עשה מפילוי הארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקינו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומועדים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
588. Shehuna peshamayim leyosed aretz, Moshav yikaro bashamayim mimah, Ushlinat uzo v'gofnei meromim. Hu Eloheinu ein od, Emet malkeinu efes zulato, Kakatu b'torato, V'yadata hayom, V'hashivota el levavecha, Ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim, Bashamayim mima'al, Ve'al ha'aretz mitachat, ein od. Page 591, please be seated. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Love each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. V'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz, vayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo one thing we learned when we moved into this building a number of years ago was that the roof magnifies the sound of rain. You've all noticed that. And I hope all of you were also saying a little blessing that you were in a place that is warm and dry.
I don't think they agree that it's warm.
Well, that's okay. It's dry. And as you hear all the rain outside, I just sit here and think, it didn't need an umbrella. It was all good. And my thought is they'll probably ease up as you go out. But it's a nice chance to remember how blessed we are even to be able to be inside. I do want to call your attention to one upcoming event for those of you who live locally. On June 11th, a Monday evening, we are having a Taste of New Jersey up at the Grand Marquis in Old Bridge. We have 50 restaurants, 50, which are coming in, each bringing their favorite dish. And you come in and you can eat your way from one end of the Grand Marquis to the other. And then, as I do, focus on the couple that you really like and go back and have way too much of those. There will be music, there'll be entertainment. We hope you'll join us. Information is available from the flyers in the lobby. You can call the temple office to get tickets. We hope you'll join us. We do it every year, and it's a really, really great evening. We'd love to have you come join us. We turn now to Kaddish on page 598. Those we remember this week, those who died recently, and those whose yard sites occur this week are listed on the announcement sheet that you received when you entered. In addition, we remember those who, though they are not here physically, are very much part of this service and very much part of our celebration. We remember Gedi and Milton Handler, Louis and Henrietta Whites, Sam and Ruth Kalansky, and Hai Scherer. We thank God for the gift of their lives, and we praise God for the blessing of their memory. And so, in their memory, and in honor of God, their Creator, we rise together for Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ba'alma divrach hirutei v'yamnich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach la'alam ul'almei amayah. Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar, v'yitaleh, v'yithalal, shmei d'kudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma, v'imru amen. Yehei shalama rabbah min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, v'ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel and to all the world, to which we say, Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, v'ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'yimeru, amen.
We continue on page 604 as we join together in Kiddush for Shabbat morning and thank God for all the blessings that we have in our lives today. To join us, we invite Braden, Rich, Robin, Kylie, and Cameron, Jason, Jody, Matthew, and Lissy Scherer. Why don't you hear everybody? Beautiful song. Joanna's going to give you. Why don't you come back here? So I get the thing. Come on over here. I found everybody so they can see you.
V'shamra v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. על כן ברך אדוני את יום השבת ויקדשהו. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן. לחיים.
Hold on to those. I'll come collect them in a moment. I'll get those for you. Our concluding song, In Elohenu, is on page 626. Following the benediction, please remain at your seats just long enough for those of us on the bima to make our way out. As you follow us out, we'd appreciate you bringing the Sidurim, the prayer books, returning them to the ushers at the door. And since it is still raining, you might want to spend a couple of minutes down at the other end of the building enjoying a little nosh. We have really good brownies, coffee, whatever. You can join us and hang around for a little while till you're ready to make the mad dash to your car. Page 626.
En Elohenu, en Kadonenu, en Kemalkeinu, en Kemoshienu, Mich Elohenu, Mich Adonenu, Mich Elokeinu, Mich Moshienu, Nodel Elohenu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu.
Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, our God and God of all the generations past. We thank you for all your blessings on this Shabbat day. We thank you for the beautiful world in which we live. We thank you for your promise of creation being renewed in every season and every year and every generation. We thank you for the promise of a bright future for our people as we watch our next generation stand so proudly and take its place in the chain of Jewish tradition. Dear God, with all these gifts that you have given us, we ask but one more of you in this day. We pray that you will bless us with the most precious of all your gifts. We pray that you will bless us with wholeness, with completeness, with peace, all of which is shalom. We pray that you bless us and all Israel and all the world with a day of Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to everyone.
Shabbat
Leave
Shalom.
that here, follow me.
Maya Yom Shabbat Shalom.
going tonight?
That's who's pitching?
I think.
Awesome.
He's been good.
Yeah.
Wheeler's the only, well, Wheeler and Vargas.
Yeah. Wheeler looked good his last two starts.
I know. Then when he came back out after the rain delay, that's when he screwed up. But, you know, they need youth and speed. I don't know if Reyes is done. Well. Yeah, that's. Well, I'm waiting for Bruce to get on, and he's got it. Once he does, everything else falls into place. And Frazier, too, can get a little high, because he was talking about that 275 this year. Yeah. I don't know where he's at now. Yeah, well, that's what matters. That's what I care about. And I just heard last night, I don't know if you heard, Lamar's probably out this season. You know what, Nimmo? Just not against lefties. Yeah. But against righties, he's a monster. You know what I told my brother? I know he's struggling against lefties. Yeah, well, he's got a lot of foils. Struggled for his team against righties. Maybe get better. Well, that's a stroke.
No, yeah. Where is the head scratching? This kid can tear the cover off the ball and come off the bench. He's starting right.
What I love seeing from him is something like belt high or lower, inside. He's got such a sweet, short